Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to tackle a skill that often feels overlooked in design thinking, but we absolutely critical in real world. That is how to pitch your design into concept. Whether you are presenting stakeholders or an investor or a professor or whatever it is, you may be end users. The ability to tell a compelling story about your solution which will determine whether your ideas get resources, feedbacks, and also about adoptions. So let us see in detail. So you all know about or the five process of design thinking, that is empathize, define, ideate, prototype, and testing. So why pitching design matters? So first, let us establish why this is important. That is, design thinking is fundamentally about solving human problems, but a brilliant solution looked into your notebook or a prototype is what nothing if nobody understand it, believes in it. Pitch in your vehicle to communicate the problem you solve in human terms, and also you have to build confidence that your solution is valuable and desirable, and inspire action, whether it's funding or partnership or implementations or user adoptions. So the pitching is not only about the selling, it is a storytelling with a purpose. So you have to invite your audience into a journey so that you have to put your problems into a solution. So prototyping is something that the user can what really experience. It is a simple and scaled down and cheaply early version of your product, and it can also be a storyboard or paper cut works or cardboard or digital mock-up or a miniature model. So this is a sample prototyping of a cycle version. And next is what leads to prototype. So in design thinking, all the roads lead to prototyping and testing. The whole process is biased towards the action. And also the ultimate goal is to prototype fast and prototype often, and also it test in on a real users. So next, let us see about how it fails fast and often, then goes back to a drawing board and make improvements. So prototyping is always come under your feedbacking. So prototyping is go through multiple iterations, and also it is used to test the feasibility of your ideas. So before prototyping you have to communicate and build confidence and inspire actions. So these are the core elements of your strong pitch. Okay, so next, let us see about what is prototyping, why we go for prototyping. So building a prototype and get into the hands of the user to ensure yearly and regular feedbacks. For example, if you are developing a project or a product, so you have to give the product or a product to use to the customers or the user or the end users, and you have to get a regular feedback to improvise your designs. So the team will observe, measure, and record, and also judge how the user interact with the prototype. So you have to take a concept and you have to refine your ideas and you have to produce the result. Next, let us see what are the guidelines for prototyping. So that is start building immediately, and also you should not depend too much time in single prototyping, and build with end user in mind, and build to create an experience to that so that they can see or touch or feel how the product is. And while building, reimagining yourself as a user, and break the whole prototype down into a different concept. For example, if you're developing a prototype for handicapped persons, so wearing the shoes for a long time will give them pain, severe pain. So you have to build a product from their needs. So you have to wear the types of shoe for a long time, and you have to observe what you personally feel about the product, and also based on their pain points, you have to give the solution. You have to make the textures very soft, and also it should not get wounded to the particular person who's using for a long time. So you have to collect the feedback from the major handicapped persons, and you have to develop the product. And also before coming into the market, you have to give the product to the concerned persons or concerned type circle of person, and make them to use, and you have to get a regular feedback from them, and also you can refine the prototype what you have collected. So these are the main guidelines for developing your prototyping. So next is you're testing the prototype, that is bringing in the end users, that is having them an experience in it, make them to speak about the moment by moment experience so that you can capture every small details of how they're experiencing it. What I said previously, that if you're developing for a particular group of people a product today, you have to make sure that you have to give the product to the particular people and make them to use while, and you have to collect the feedback. It is perfectly okay, it's near to 100 percentage, then you can uh, develop a final product, or otherwise you have to get a feedback from them and also you can rectify it before making it a final product project or a product. So, and you have to actively observe, enthusiastically engage the user throughput through their experience, and also you have to follow up their user who's experiencing with set of questions. Next is testing. So there are types of prototyping, that is functional prototyping, display prototypes, miniature, and throwaway. So functional prototyping is a smaller model of it, and display is how it looks, and miniature is what the previously we saw a cycle model, that is a miniature model of your product, and throwaway prototyping. These are the some types of prototyping. And understanding the fidelity, something is low fidelity, and next one is high and medium fidelity. So I hope you all enjoyed the session. If you have any doubts related to this pitching the prototype, you can feel free to communicate with me. So based on the user testing, feasibility and impact, the product is developed, and also this is the main uh, thing of design thinking concept, where your empathy became a product. So I hope you enjoyed this session. If you have any clarify doubts related to this topic, please feel free to clarify it.